All right, we're going to be solving some application problems using inverse trigonometric functions. And what we have here is example problem that sometimes you'll see in different calculus or sorry, trigonometry books and whatnot. What we have here is you are standing, all right? So whenever you're doing a problem, you always want to try to understand the problem, read it, highlight some key words. So you're standing 100 feet from the base of a platform, all right, for which people are bungee jumping. Ooh, that's like fun. The angle of elevation from your position to the top of the platform, all right, which people are jumping is 51 degrees. What is the height of the people? From what height are the people jumping? So we're looking for the height. All right, so we are standing from 100 feet from the base of a platform. So here's a platform. I'm just going to draw it a little picture because I like pictures. All right, here's a platform. All right, where people are bungee jumping. All right, so here's a big old jump, and here's a person standing up there. Okay, and you are standing, all right, 100 feet. Okay, 100 feet from the base of this. So here you are. Okay, standing right there. Okay. For which people are bungee jumping. The angle of elevation. Now, what's the angle of elevation, you might be thinking? Okay, the angle of elevation is the angle when you're horizontal, okay, and it's rising up, okay, when it's going up. That's elevating. In this other manner is we talk about depression, all right, angle of depression. Angle of depression would be opposite if you had this bungee jumping, all right. Angle of depression, if it was this way, it would angle of depression would be this angle. That's the angle of depression. So if it's angle of depression, it would be 51 feet from here, all right. But since it's elevation, we know that we are position, which is 50 degrees from the angle of elevation to your position to the top of the platform. So right here to here, all right, this angle, this is the angle of elevation, which is 51 degrees. So difference between, all right, depression and this is elevation. Oops, elevation, I can't spell. All right, so now we have 100 feet angle elevation, and what we want to do is what is the height of this? Now, this is a pretty basic trigonometry problem. Also, you might see this in a basic geometry class. What we're going to do is we're going to first, whenever you have an angle and you create a right triangle, we're using some trig ratios. Okay, trig ratios here. Okay, and when we solve these trig ratios is we have to figure out, okay, we have our angle and what are we given? So that from this angle, we're given the adjacent side of this right triangle and we're given the opposite side to the right triangle. So given this, what trig ratio has opposite and adjacent, all right, associated with it, all right, and that is tangent. The tangent of an angle equals opposite over adjacent. And so what we're going to do is we're going to set this up and we're going to say, okay, the tangent of what angle? Well, that's the angle of elevation. We're going to 51 degrees. And that's going to equal opposite, in this case is h, over adjacent, which we know we are 100 feet away. Okay. Now from here, now we're going to, once we find our trig ratio and we set it up, okay, plug in the values. Okay, plug in values. All right, we are now going to solve for the variable. In this case, solve for h. So how do we solve for h? Well, do a little algebra. Multiply both sides by, all right, multiply both sides by 100. And so we have 100 times the tangent of 51 degrees, and that's going to equal h. All right, and so we can put this in our calculators. So if you take out your calculator, make sure your mode is in, all right, degrees in this case. All right, and we're going to take 100 times the tangent of 51 degrees, and you press enter. And I got this when I put in my calculator, which you cannot see, but I put in my calculator, I had 123.4. All right, I'm going to go 90 when I round to 3 decimal places, and this is going to be in feet, so we want to make sure we keep it in context. All right, so the height of the building, all right, h is the height of the building, all right, or height of the platform, I should say, all right, is 123.49 feet. Okay, that was pretty not too bad. All right, key things when you're solving applications, all right, This was not using inverse trigonometric functions here because we weren't solving for an angle. All right, but we are using trig ratios. All right, trig ratios in solving this. And first thing is identify the trig ratio with your given constraints. All right, from here, plug in the values and then solve for h, in this case, multiply by h divided by 100, and then use your calculator to solve the answer. Make sure you know what the difference between angle of elevation going up and angle of depression going down is when you're doing problems like this. All right, well, I hope this helps you out. Good luck and God bless in the rest of your problems.